your head's not clear. Be sharp.
Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
That jab won't score. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Can't score with that jab. Nice counter shot. There's a counter shot. Nice job getting that punch through. What do you think of what we've seen so far? Whoa, wait a minute! Crawford in trouble! Didn't wait long to get back and get engaged.
Being dazed now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Terrence Crawford just got rocked. This round could go either way. 10 seconds. And as you can see here, a picture-perfect punch did the trick.
Shot from the gut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're out.
It happened. You saw it here live. A knockout win. Congratulations.
A knockout victory. That is, Todd, did you see the shot? That's not a knockout, that's an assassination. What a shot.
I'm Todd Grisham. The crowd cannot wait to witness this one. There's nothing quite like a fight at the Empire Fight Camp. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
Hi, Todd. Nice to be here with you.
Time for our tale of the tape. Vasily the Matrix Lomachenko. Lightweight division. Of course, he's a former world champion in 3 different weight classes. Vasily Lomachenko, one of the most technically skilled fighters in all of boxing. No one moves around the ring like Lomachenko. It's the pack.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, presented.
And of course, these athletes have promised us a war. Let's see if they deliver. Everybody wanted action, and they are delivering. That's another scoring shot. He takes that jab. It is a sunny and hot day, and yes, we're outside, Johnny. No air conditioning, or air con, as you say in the UK.
This is taking boxing back to its roots. Outside, where you've got the crowd there, you can hear everything. You've got the breeze of the wind, you've got the heat of the sun. You know when you're doing this? Your feet are on fire, Tom. They're on fire in the ring.
With the halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Hit him with a left jab. Back and forth they go. He just got caught with a big right. They drop their guard, they get caught. Those counter punches have to hurt. He threw a punch. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Loma in that last round. From this moment forward, on to the second round. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come up now and style it out. Get on the back foot. Jab. Yes, not a jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
This fighter focuses on those long, straight punches, staying on the outside, and winning round after round.
These are my kind of fights, boxing on the edge of the ring, using the jab, using the footwork, moving left to right. It's like a bull in a matador.
Nice job getting that punch through. Beautiful counter punch. This is some of the best action I've seen in any round, anywhere this year. Some real good back and forth between these two fighters.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Can't score with that jab. Punch caught him clean. Left hook just missed. Beautiful counter shot. Nice idea with the hook, but that's blocked. A perfect counter. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Loma in that last round. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the scorecards. Going to need a knockout.
The bell, sometimes it couldn't be.
Let's get it started in round 3. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Good counter punch. It's all offense all the time. Walk away from each other and then run right back into trouble. Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
They exchange punches. Nice exchange here from both men. That counter shot lands. Trying to land that jab. Punch, counter punch. Let's talk about Loma in that last round. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Wow, you know, I've been in fights like that. When you're thinking, come on.
Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
In this division, both fighters will constantly be on their toes trying to punch and counterpunch.
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to be...
And it's a one-hitter quitter. What a knockout shot. Let's take another look.
I've got to see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Give me your glove.
Apparently, it's going to take more than that to keep this fighter down.
Some fighters, when this happens, this can be heartbreaking. Some fighters, it makes them angry. They want to get back into the mix again. I want to know, what sort of character are we looking at here?
Looks like he's leading halfway through this round.
The corners must be so happy. Down to a T, play the plan out to a T. If they can pick up momentum and do this over and over and over again, they've got it.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Good counter punching. That punch scores. Well done with that counter shot. Lomachenko in trouble. Total domination with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Loma in that last round. A lot. On to the 5th we go. Is this the beginning of the end after 2 knockdowns last round?
I have no idea what they have left. How do you come back from something like that? Not on twice? Where's your head at? Where's your energy levels at? It tells you you've got nothing left.
Nice counter shot. And he scores with the counter. They've got to use their jab better in this fight. Looking to land the hook. Well, Johnny, you know, in the lightweight division, they've got fast hands, so get ready to see some lightning.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in the fight. They've got to relax.
Throws the jab, but it doesn't score. punch is beginning to take its toll. This fighter's certainly not going to outthrow their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Loma in that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working here. Let's start the 6. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighters.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs have gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Uh-oh, Lomachenko just got rocked. How did they survive that?
Ring Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace track to normal.
Catch and shoot. Lomachenko is buzzed. And it appears they weathered the storm. How? I'm not sure.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What do they do? What do they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
Both fighters landing in these exchanges. Judge is going to have a tough job.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
To be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Loma in that last round. Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Gonna need a knockout.
Every second.
Here comes round 7. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold.
Let's watch this again. He set it up perfectly and knocked him down.
Even I've got to see that again. Where did that come from?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can you continue?
So this fight will continue, but how can they get back into this bout?
Oh, he can smell blood. Look at that. He's put him down once. He knows what shot works and where to land it. Then try and do it again. He's just not got to get trigger happy.
Johnny, you know there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive. How does he exploit that?
This is about ego. Get your ego in check, Todd, because if you fight a man that is used to doing...
That punch to the head looks so good live. Let's see it again in slow motion and really appreciate it.
Where did that come from? What a shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You can only take so much, and this guy wants no more. Well, the corner has thrown in the towel, and that will do it. The fighter not happy, but those are the rules.
just what have I become? No chance, I'm still what they waiting for. No brain on stage, been here before. Hold on too much, gotta let it go. No pain, I'm out of it, ain't involved. No call, no show, I ain't really gone. Too late to say I was dead wrong. Flow not the way for that info. Feel lost, but I know that we close. Speed down my lane on the road. Feel like I've been here before, but maybe switching my roles. Cold dude, no you. Now you ain't never that. So lose, I do. I gotta run it back. Cold dude, no you. Now you ain't never that. So lose, I do. I gotta run it back. Another one time be fun. I think my end just begun. Another one last time, please ya. Now I ain't live to please y'all. Ain't got no plans to be through. With this whole thing to see through. And I ain't trying to be cool. Nah, I'm just trying to be true. But all I do is see blue. At least the 10 in my room. Feel like it's trying to consume. But I'm just days that refuse. Or maybe make it out soon. I assume that my doom ain't the worst of it. Guess what my purpose is. Start my verse, then I fall when the curtain ends. When the curtain ends, yeah, it's just back to pretend. Yeah, it's just back in the bins. Yeah, it's just back in my ends. Off in the back where I blend. Off in the back where I... Yeah, it's just back to pretend. Yeah, it's just back in the bins. Yeah, it's just back in my ends. Off in the back where I... Just copped another one. Just copped another one. Just copped another one. Another one, another one, another one. Another one, another one, another one. Another one, another one, another one. Another one. Another one.
Now you're switching off, you're starting to make mistakes and you're switching. Focus, focus. Big, deep. Big, deep. Mate, what are you doing? Come on, switch on, switch on. You've been coasting this fight and now you've let him back into it. Don't worry about that round. Don't worry about...
Let's fight.
Do you want to win this fight? You don't want to lose this fight, do you?
Let's do it.
Come on, you're better than that. You've done all your work all the way through.
Let's go.
Okay, now you're letting back into the fight that round. I need you.
Let's fight.
Okay, now you're switching off. You're starting to make mistakes and you're switching. You've got control.
And box.
another one, another done. All day and just what have I become? No chance, I'm still what they waiting for. No brain on stage, we ain't here before. Hold on too much, gotta let it go. No pain, I'm out of it, ain't involved. No call, no show, I ain't really gone. Too late to say I was there wrong. Flown out the way for that info. Feel lost, but I know that we close. Speed down my lane on the road. Feel like I've been there before, but maybe switching my roles. Cold dude, no you, now you ain't never that. So lose, I do, I gotta run it back. Cold dude, no you, now you ain't never that. So lose, I do, I gotta run it back. Another one time be fun. I think my end just begun.
It'll be tough to forget this evening. How about your... And here he... It's the Pac-Man.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing.
An open-air outdoor stick. We waited a long time, and now we've got this fight. They exchange punches. Solid punch. They have no respect for each other's punching power. How will these two fighters handle the outdoors? We're fighting under the sun here for this big showdown.
This is taking boxing back to its roots. Outside, where you've got the crowd there, you can hear everything. You've got the breeze of the wind, you've got the heat of the sun. You know when you're doing this? Your feet are on fire. They're on fire in the ring.
What a punch. What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
This is a high-octane battle. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Tried to score with that hook, but missed. Counter shot. The bravery being shown here is just incredible. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Crawford is dazed. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, this is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something special. This fighter needs to turn the tables in this next round.
Wow.
On to the second round. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Fighter relies a lot on their instincts and reaction time. You've got to get in there quick to punch your opponent before he gets his fist back to block.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counter punch is smart.
Perfect counter lands. Good counter punching. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. No rest for the weary. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Every time he throws a punch, the receipt is coming right back. This fighter is a swarmer. They're like a mosquito that just won't leave you alone, except this mosquito can knock you out with one punch.
You've got to be fit to fight a fighter like this, because they will stay in your face. They will throw punches at you. They don't even let you breathe. You've got to be fit. If you're not fit, the fight's over.
shot lands. Can't throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You're gonna get knocked out. That counter punch caught him clean. You know the scorecards are gonna be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, he is glad to have heard that bell.
The bell, sometimes it can...
There's the bell to start round 3. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Do you believe what we are seeing? To be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Nice counter shot. A perfect counter shot. Nice counter. There's a counter shot. Just missed with that jab. Those counter punches have to hurt. Beautiful counter shot. Swing and a miss with that jab. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Nice slip to avoid the jab. You'd like to see more jabs. He threw a punch and just got countered. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. And a round that seemed like eternity for them finally comes to a close.
You know, I've been in fights like that. When you're thinking, come on, pal, ring away. You walk back to the corner like you've just seen the sun.
Doing good. And there's the bell for round 4. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in a fight. They've got to relax.
Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. Well done with that counter shot. Beautiful counter punch. Nice idea with the jab, but does not land. And he scores with the counter. Here we go with these two lightning-quick lightweights.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
He misses with that straight left. Good counter punch. How about that time counter shot? This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. He is down big time on the scores.
Every second, every minute of this fight is important.
Back into the fray here in round 5. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Punch, counter punch. Big overhand rights, and he's rocked him with that punch. Blistering hand speed from both of these outstanding lightweights.
What you've got to do, Tony, is anticipation. You've got to wait. You just got to throw caution to the wind and just hope. You're never going to know where the shots are coming from. You just got to put in a guess.
Nice counter punch. That uppercut just missed. He scores with the counter. They exchange punches. Defense is not an option for these two. Caution being thrown to the wind. The perfect counter lands. It's nothing but air on that left uppercut. Just misses with that jab. Beautiful catch. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, he is in big trouble here. He may have been saved by the bell.
Needs a knockout without a doubt. Needs to go out.
There's the bell to start round 6. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
How about that time counter shot? Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Well, Johnny, you know, in the lightweight division, they've got fast hands, so get ready to see some lightning.
This can be so frustrating when you're in such a fast fighter. Fast fighter that can throw 3 full shot combinations before you even let one off. That creates frustration, and that's when it gets hard.
Both men step back for just a moment. Nice counter. That counter shot lands. He's willing to go where the other fighter won't. Misses with the straight left. Holding nothing back here in the round. Good counter punch. They both want the knockout. Those counter punches have to hurt. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, he is glad to have heard that bell.
Every second, every minute.
There's the bell to start round 7. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
punch, a receipt is coming right back. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
They both want a highlight reel knockout. Nice job to block that uppercut. It's not always about who hits harder. In this division, ring IQ can go a long way.
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to think him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little favour to pickpocket him.
We need to see that again. Some amazing boxing right there.
A shot from the guns took him out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You don't care.
The referee deems they can continue, but this might be a big mistake.
Somebody.
10 seconds to go, and what domination we've seen in this round. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. They get 1 minute between rounds. This fighter wished it was 10 minutes after being dropped twice in the last round.
There's always a way back.
And there's the bell for round 8. It's been a nightmare so far. What can they do to turn this around?
I have no idea what they have left. How do you come back from something like that? Not out twice? Where's your head at? Where's your energy levels at? It tells you you've got nothing left.
Off the charts action from both of these fighters. Punch, counter punch. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more. Hold it right there! Terrence Crawford just got rocked. They've avoided catastrophe there.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What do they do? What do they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
Punch, counter punch. Well, just a couple rounds left, Johnny. What's your assessment so far?
I've seen some fights with a granite chip.
What a blow to the head there. Let's see it again on instant replay.
You're right, Todd. What a shot.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're out.
So it's onward and upward after a knockout win here.
Oh, what a shot. What a shot. You see shots like that in the gym. At least